Hi everybody, it's Abby here. I'm coming at you with a little thought of the week today. So this is going to help you with your Pilates practice or with any of your movement practices. Our focus for today is to think about the connection between the glutes and the heels. So oftentimes our glutes here just get a little bit, like I like to say, sleepy from all the time that we spend sitting during the day. So we're going to do a couple movements today to get that area nice and situated, activated, and engaged, and that should help you with more efficient movement patterns both in your workout and Pilates practices, but also in life. So let's start standing. And when you're standing, I want you to look down at your feet. Feet should be making like a number 11 shape here, about 2 or 3 inches apart. And then we're gonna touch yourself here. So you're gonna take your hands right at sort of like the shelf of your glutes. So where the hamstring and the glute meet, put your fingertips there, just do it. All right, so nice and tall with your spine. You're gonna sit those hips back as if you're about to sit down into a chair, hold it there. I want you to make sure that spine is nice and long, abs are lifted, and then do you already feel like a little bit of tone underneath your fingertips? If not, reach into those heels, root down, push down. Do you feel a little bit of tone now? Keep that and stand yourself all the way back up. We're gonna do that again. Reach the hips back, nice long spine, push into the heels, stand all the way up. Do that a couple more times. Now, this hand placement is optional, but I find it to be a little helpful to get that tactile feedback when you're working on some new movement patterns or finessing some new movement patterns. And it's just a little reminder, if you start to feel like a little bit disengaged there, to really fire up. And a lot of it comes from that connection with the heels rooting down, but your brain kind of telling your heels to do that. So we'll do that 3 more times. Other choices, you could bring hands to your hips. You could bring your hands to heart center. All of those would also help you keep the spine nice and long so you can really get that connection going. Okay, last time, you just sit those hips back and pause, and we're just gonna take little pulses here, 1 inch up, 1 inch down. Now, sometimes people ask me, do I have to lift my toes away from the floor? You don't have to, but that idea of shifting the hips backwards so that the knees are staying stacked over your ankles, that's gonna also help these glutes activate. So if lifting the toes helps remind you to do that, great. 4 more times, 3, 2, now push into those heels to come all the way up. Feel your butt? Yes, I hope. Okay, reach the arms up. Let's get a little stretch going there. Roll yourself all the way down, and then you're gonna bend your knees and we'll lay down on your back and we'll integrate that into some bridging work. Okay, so once you're down here, same thing. My suggestion will be we take those hands, wrap them at the base of the glutes. Feet are parallel, about 2 or 3 inches apart again. Now, we're not even gonna lift the hips. Just push into the feet. And do you feel that activation through the glutes just by rooting the heels down? Yes? Okay, release that and go again. Push into the heels, activate the glutes. Now without the hands. Hands come by your sides, push into the heels, activate the glutes, and you're gonna lift those hips away from the floor. So we're going into a glute bridge. Let's come on up, hold at the top, push into the heels, hollow through the front body, and then lower those hips back down. Let's go a couple more times. So I'm doing a hip hinge bridge or a glute bridge here, skipping the articulation through the spine. That's a really nice thing to add in if you're feeling a little like sticky in your spine. You can roll up and down, and if you're doing that, that initial glute engagement is just as strong, but you're coordinating it with a deeper connection of the low abs. So we'll do just 2 more of these bridges. And then you're gonna hold it for me up at the top, so stay. We're just gonna do an isometric hold. Push into your heels, try to reach that pubic bone a little higher, and I actually want you to think about getting more hollow through that front body. Hold it there. Again, push into your heels, try to lift that pubic bone a little higher, hollow out through your abs. Last time, we're gonna add in this energetic pull of those heels moving in towards your fingertips, in towards your sits bones. Stay and hold there for 4. Are you shaking yet in your glutes? I hope so. 3, if not, more hollow body, more heels, more lift of the hips. Last 2. Okay, do a slow roll down to come down. Upper, middle, lower back, and we're gonna do one last thing to challenge that. So peel those hips all the way up, into your bridge, and by all the way up, I mean that hollow body up. Now I want you to walk those feet maybe about 2 or 3 inches away from your heels and hold. You're still in that hollow body. Flex the feet here. So the toes and the balls of the feet come off the floor. This will make it even harder for you to push into the heels, activate the glutes, lift the hips, pull those heels in. We're gonna stay in a hold here for 5. If you want more challenge, walk those heels even further away from you. Stay in a hold for 4. That was a long 5. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Lower the hips all the way down. Pull those knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug. Great job, everybody. You can do a little rock and roll to massage your back to come off of your back here. And we'll call it a thought of the week with that. So that heel to glute connection, and you can take that with you anytime you're doing squats, bridging, if you ever just feel a little bit like tight in your hip flexor.